Yo, what is up guys, I'm here hitting up with a new CZN video, this time with a chaos guide. Yesterday I was able to complete my first deep trauma level 30 difficulty, which was actually not that easy, but here's the screenshot I did. Here, this is how I completed it. I used Haru for that. I really like her so far most of the time, and she was level 30 when I used it. Now my account is level 31, so I was able to upgrade her to level 40. Just a quick rundown on Haru before we jump into the chaos, because since I used her and maybe some of you guys have her, I want to tell you what is the most important card. There are different elements when it comes to chaos, so you want to make sure that you actually use units that have elemental advantage to the chaos dungeons. Since there is no blue dungeon, chaos dungeon for Haru right now, her most important epiphany card is actually Power Charge. When it comes to Power Charge, this is one of her unique cards, right? And if we look at the epiphany from her Power Charge, from the options she have, the one you wanna have is the one with the attack weakness. Attack weakness is basically giving you elemental advantage no matter what, okay? And this is very powerful because there are a lot of floors where you fight multiple enemies or where the bosses spawn minions, you're losing out on damage. That's why with attack weakness you're gaining elemental advantage, and it helps out quite a lot, because this way you can guarantee and have an easier time killing off ads and stuff like that with the anchor shot. And what you also want to do is get your partners up to speed. I have her signature card level 30 for the clear I had. Otherwise you can just go with something else. If you don't have any decent 4-stars, you also can go with a 3-star. 3-star also good. I need to make a separate guide on partners as well. Let me know if you're interested, but I'm probably planning this weekend to drop the partner. Just go in and upgrade one of your partner cards, Manifest Ego, and then just push them right to max level, because this way you're getting good amount of extra stats, okay? So do not underestimate the power of these 3-star cards. Then when it comes to her deck build, this is what I ended up with in my run. Attack plus 5% extra damage, then I gained a shield, 40% fixed shield. At the very end, after I completed both maps of chaos, I got this pulsating egg, which gives extra, basically an extra, that is an extra stat stick. 10% attack, 10% HP, fairly decent. And this is the deck I ended up with, also fairly decent. And I'm telling you right now, since I'm seeing that card, depending on your playstyle and what you do, if you are not using like a Kali type build with a lot of shielding, if you can get your hands on camouflage, camouflage is very decent because it lets you evade an attack. And it is good because in some situation when you play, for example, Casus as well, which can with the Joker card draws you out a card of the deck, and there is now a turn where no big damage is incoming from the boss, which could maybe even kill you or so, you activate the camouflage card and then you evade, basically, so you're not getting hit, the damage. And then it saves you up like healing, then you can heal back up, you have maybe shield, stuff like that, right? And then you get 2 extra draws, so this helps quite a bit in general. And now what you also do is, since you probably unlocked the memory fragment feature, go do that, farm some memory fragments. It will also make your life easier just for the set effect bonus. So if you play Haru, you wanna get the Line of Justice, because at a 4 set it gives you plus 20% crit chance for cards that cost 2 or more. And as I just told you, her main gimmick cards are Power Charge and Anchor Shot. For playset, like her main card is the Anchor Shot, but the Power Charge with the Epiphany really helps out a lot. So this is what you're trying to aim for. And then just as a 2-set piece, the Blackwing for another 12% extra attack. Anyways, let's take a look at this is the one I cleared in deep trauma mode, but let's click on this one here, the fire one, because I didn't do it with these characters yet. And as you can see, you have multiple difficulties here. And since my characters are level 30 right now, I'm not gonna do level 40 because it's too difficult, so I'm gonna stick with level 30. And then here at the top you can just turn on, and then we go into the deep trauma mode. Okay, so what is interesting about the deep trauma mode? In deep trauma mode, basically you get the more safe data. I don't even know what the more safe data really does. It feels like it's whatever tries to indicate your power level without actually meaning too much. So I don't really care too much about what power level says right now. But yeah, so this is how you activate it, and then you basically go into the dungeon. I go in with this team now because it's weak to fire and Mei Yin is strong against that situation. And also there are, or Mei Yin specifically, you can also throw in other dungeons, but you do want to get the bonus damage. I like this team. I do have more presets of teams that I'm using or currently trying to use in the future. But I want to go more in depth about team buildings in a separate video as well. Let's just hop in real quick because I don't want to yap too much about unnecessary things here right now. But yeah, so once you're in here and you're doing your deep trauma stuff, so there are two things. You need to get the potential up for the characters you're using, just the first one at least, because right here you go in and you can already pick one of your unique cards. So card of Epiphany, what do I want to have here? Either the Vulture, the Greatsword card, or do I want to have for Mei Yin? I actually want to have the Mei Yin card because it is really damn good. And then also at the beginning, it always tells you what action causes stress for your character. So for Mei Yin, increase stress by 8 when copying the character's card from the deck. And then Mika, increase stress by 4 when removing character cards from the deck. And Calliope increases stress by 1 when entering a non-combat area. So keep these things in mind, because the stress level can be fairly annoying at some point. So here I only have one card. Okay, that is weird. But you know what? I'll take the extra health pool. Not that bad. And now when you go in, you need to map out your routing, battle your way through the entire thing, getting to the boss. But that is only map 1. There's also map 2 coming later down the line. Ideally, try to avoid doing 2 battles at a time. The only one I'm currently seeing which makes sense to go for is the bottom one, because these battles can get quite hard. You always want to have a break in between, because sometimes stress level triggers, right? You go into the stress mode and then you have to get rid of the cards. You're low, you want to heal and stuff like that, right? You want to get the break in between, maybe to get a new Epiphany card, maybe to get a new upgrade, which just helps you out slightly more. And you don't want to go into a situation where you just barely beat the fight and then you go into another one and then you lose, right? So this is what you want to avoid. So basically try to avoid doing like 2 battles at the same time. So looking at this, I want to go to the bottom. I go attack, event, attack, event, attack, heal, and then I go into elite boss fight. Also, these, I'm telling you right now, these fights here, the normal battles, are actually sometimes more difficult than actually fighting the actual boss. I'm telling you that much right now. So those can be really, really challenging. So be aware of that. I hope they maybe add a auto battle function for this mode in the future. But yeah, so you just go in and basically do your thing, right? Let me just buff up real quick and throw out some cards here. Not that it really matters too much. Now, once you have beaten the normal fight, you just continue your run, right? And when you continue your run, this is when you go into the event. Also, I think if I'm not mistaken, the world size means small versus medium and large is how many maps are there. I think in this one, since there's a small size, it's most likely just that one map, versus when it's medium, you have 2 maps, okay? So when you're here, what do you want to choose? At the very beginning, okay? At the very beginning, when you look at your characters, I think, can I look at it from this perspective? I'm not 100% sure. I think there was a window. It's somewhere where I was actually able to look at my characters from here. Maybe this button? No. Oh, there. I can actually look at my characters. Can I look at the cards right now? Yeah. So here's where I can look at the cards right now. So I'm looking at these cards right now, right? And there's a lot of stuff that is missing right now, right? There's a lot of stuff that is missing and what you want to have here. So I'm gonna go with my DPS unit right now, but you know what? It's also random sometimes. If you can choose, you can choose. But usually when I have the choice at the beginning, always aim for Epiphany options, because that adds the stronger cards to your deck. And that's what you really need, right? When you do all these battles, because you just need a better variety, a better quality of cards if you want to successfully beat the deep trauma mode. And also later down the lines, there are events when you already have the cards you have, right, then you can, or the card option is not there, that you can get an epiphany card, right, pick up a equipment card. Okay, when you don't have the epiphany option, or you already have all the stuff, then you want to get the equipment stuff, because at the end of the day you always have to take a look and decide for yourself, okay, what works, what does not work, right? And what becomes very strong, there is later down the line, you get the effect of, and here we get the relic card, another epiphany card, so we take that, which is good for us. Always getting epiphany cards helps quite a bit. There is an option to remove cards in the events. Okay, there's sometimes that specific option that is actually very strong. So here, for example, here, select one, obtain among 3 random common rare. I don't like it. Increase max health by 10. Okay, but you know what, there's now the take a quick nap, select and remove a card. So why is removing a card a good thing in your deck pile? You want to get rid of cards that have no value. Okay, bad cards you want to remove from your deck. What is a prime example of a bad card? So now that I'm having these units here, now you could also, depending on how far you're already in the game and stuff like that, depending on, I know you focus on one specific units, the other units do not actually matter to you. If you are going for a, I would say, specific character, right? I don't think I will do that for showcase purposes. Then try to go for the specific character because you're trying to build a deck around them. But if you're just going with all 3 of them, with Mika, for example, the #1 choice would be just removing the water arrow card. Why? You don't need it. There's never a scenario where you actually want to use that card. This is just a bad card no matter what, and using that card feels also very bad. So just getting rid of it entirely is a plus, so you can actually card draw the other cards you want to have. Now for this specific choice, because I already have pre-builds for Mika, I'm actually not going to do that, and instead I will be deleting the lashing card from Kali, because the lashing card doesn't really provide me with anything that I really want, even though it's damage based. But let me just remove this card. I don't need it, I don't want it, because it's all about using the 2 mana cards just to activate vulture ejection. Okay, so let's remove the lashing card, boom, and I cannot draw it anymore. And this way you just continue your way, and then I do another normal battle, and then go into the healing part, into the camp, just get my healing stuff, or check the shop with my coin. Now once you go into the camp, you always want to kind of rest when you get in there if you need it and stuff like that. But you also have the option to train to receive 1 among 3 neutral cards. I usually don't want to do that because it's just random. I rather want to look at it from like an event or something where you can actually pick up a decent card you like. Because there's some events where you have like a catalog of neutral cards where you can pick whatever you want. So those I think are more worth it. And also I value the credits more than... just don't throw out your credits, because there are in some scenarios where you have a shop in your camp. For example, here, this is where there's a shop, the Delling shop, and in that shop you can buy equipment. So this is where you usually want to get the equipment. As I said earlier, the epiphany you want to pick up from the event when it's possible. Outside of that, equipment is usually what you want to pick up from the Delling shop. Sometimes if the epiphany is not available, then you can pick up equipment, right? It depends on what event you're triggering. But also the powerful thing about the Delling shop is the Delling shop also has the ability to remove 1 of your cards. And as we just discussed a minute ago, removing cards is actually very beneficial for you for your team building, right? Because you want to get unnecessary cards out of the way. Then we have elite boss fights, and the elite boss fights also are solid because they drop really good cards sometimes. So let's do this one real quick here. So I just got an upgrade to Flame Dragon's Drill, plus 30% crit chance upon crit hit, tenacity damage. So I want to do that. Let me get this out of the way. And then use the attack weakness card, boom. Can we crit? No crit, even though we just had an enhanced crit rate. And then we just end our turn here. What else did we get? Shackles is discarded when enemies attack. So we want to get rid of that card. We don't want to deal with that. Throw out 3 cards right now. And then we want to use the shield to activate. The combo is not activated because I need another card for another Mei-Yin card to actually activate this card, but we throw it nonetheless. And then we do the damage as much as we can right now. nothing else. And I think I will just skip to the end here, because I'm not sure if you are interested in seeing an entire battle like this. Let me know in the comments down below if you are actually interested in seeing like full runs, something like that, or not necessarily full runs. This takes way too long, way too much time, way too long. Now I beat the boss and now I'm getting a equipment. So this is RNG what you're getting here. So let's just equip it to Mika and we're good to go, picking up some credits, and then we'll leave this one. Now if we look at the map right now, the way we want to structure this, there we go to the campfire, pick up this one, get another event. Then this is where it becomes slightly annoying because we have to do 2 battles at the same time, but we have to do it at the end just to go up to one of the fireplaces, and then we end up at the boss stage. But yeah, I don't want to make this video too long. It's already long enough. I hope this was already helpful for you guys on how to advance and get through this with a little bit of showcase here and there as well, right? So let me know if that was useful. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it, and see you with the next one. Deuces.